Hey Hey guys, thank you so much for joining us today. So super excited about today's call. It is CrossFit is the cure and how CrossFit affiliates are changing the system from the ground up. I'm super excited to have Tom and Jen here with the CrossFit Medical Society. So I don't want to take up too much of your time or their time because they have a lot of great information. I'm just going to pass it over to them.
Well, thanks everybody for hopping on today. Wish I could see all your faces, but cool to see the names. I am in between patients, and if I don't hide outside during clinic, I never get left alone. So if you hear wind or cars going by, that's what's happening. So I apologize in advance. I do have a slide deck that I'm going to run through here to kind of keep us centered. But before I start, hopefully you guys have at least heard the name of the CrossFit Medical Society and know a little bit about what we do. But our mission is to support the health journey of the CrossFit community. Jen and I are both affiliate owners. Jen's been running our affiliate for over a decade. So everything that we're going to talk about are the things that, we have always wanted to see in the space to support our community. And we're very, very excited about where we are and everything that we built, and hope that you guys are as pumped about it as we are. So without further ado, I'm going to jump into this. I'm going to try and move pretty quickly, and I'll stay big picture because I want to make sure that we have time at the end for questions. I'm not sure if you guys can pipe up or raise hands, but feel free to interrupt. And Jen, if anything comes up while we're talking, feel free to interject, put stuff into the chat. We'll leave a lot of time at the end to do Q&A to make sure we get to as much as we can. And it goes without saying, please reach out anytime. Jen spends countless hours each week talking to affiliates all across the country and around the world about how to start to integrate health into the affiliate, which is what we're going to talk about today. So if you have more questions or follow-up questions, which I fully expect you to, don't hesitate to reach out to us. All right, I'm going to try and share my screen. Let's see if this works, and hopefully it does. All right, everybody can see me, and they can see my screen.
Yes, sir.
Okay, cool. Off and running. Hopefully. Oh, it's not letting me. There we go. Okay, cool. So I think the first thing to recognize, if you guys have been watching the headlines and paying attention to what's been going on in the wellness economy, is that it is exploding. And every venture capital firm and every big box gym is looking to figure out how to integrate quote unquote health and more traditional mainstream medical models into their affiliates to make it more of a one-stop shop. And it includes a lot of the things that we've been doing with excellence for many, many years. Um, I think the big thing and one of the big pushes, at least for Jen and I, with the resources that we've built out, is that we want to continue to lead in from the front in this regard. And there's no reason that CrossFit should not continue to be the leading resource, not just for establishing fitness and fitness over a lifetime, i.e. health, but how to greater support that in many of the ways that people are trying to do, but they're never going to do as well as us because of the methodology and our strength in numbers, which we'll talk about in a little bit. I think the other thing to recognize, also, if you've been paying attention to the headlines and what's happening, is our mainstream medical model is cracking at the seams. And I can speak to this, from personal experience, having, been in the game for over 20 years and stepped out of the dysfunctional game, about 6 years ago. Physician burnout has never been near what it is today. Access is more and more of a challenge, but costs continue to rise significantly, as does chronic disease. Um, Traditional insurance and premiums are escalating at an unprecedented rate, and with the subsidies likely to expire, um, the average increase for approximately 20 million Americans is going to be over 114%, and that's just on average. As we alluded to, there's a lot of people trying to get into this game, right? So Whoop just started providing biomarkers and lab panels. So did Levels. Inside Tracker's been doing it for a long time. And Function, right, partnered with Equinox to offer labs in the gym setting. I think the thing to understand and recognize about this is that essentially, when it comes down to it, these companies are data companies, and they're working to collect and potentially sell or at least leverage your health data, which is something that we can proudly say we're not in the business of doing. A lot of what they offer is not necessary or inappropriate or low quality or does not have the appropriate support by healthcare providers. Again, what we have constructed for you is the opposite of that. They essentially make their money by marking up the cost of what they're selling, particularly in lab panels, right? So they'll do the lower quality labs, and then they'll double, triple, or quadruple the price that goes to the member or end consumer. If you look at what we offer compared to what other groups offer, it is, at least half, if not a third of the price. And the labs are much higher quality and it's a more comprehensive panel. And I say all that, not to toot our horn at all, but it's more so that you can explain to your members why this is built for CrossFitters by CrossFitters and why they should do this through you and your affiliate and through our community as opposed to outside companies who are doing it to make a profit. So one of the really exciting things that we have as far as our mission is concerned with giving ownership of our health journey back to the member and individual is our visualizer biomarker platform. And if you guys haven't seen this yet, really encourage you to take a look. We just released version 2, and it is one of the biggest jumps in performance and value that I've really seen in this space. It's super exciting. The foundations panel, which is the basic panel that we offer through the medical society, would cost at least $1,000 if you tried to go to your doctor and order it there. You can get it through the medical society for $199. When this gets really exciting is starting to think about how you can integrate this into your member journey to bring greater value and both recruitment and retention of new members from the community. You have the ability now as an affiliate owner to buy essentially packages of labs at a discounted price so that you can make some revenue from the biomarker panels themselves. And you can envision, right, this as part of the onboarding journey. You could envision how this would allow you to structure an actual health tier that would include greater support services. And in addition to that, now that we have an ability to remove ourselves from traditional insurance and access to healthcare providers who are CrossFitters with CrossFitter credentials, you really have everything that you need to build a personalized health optimization platform, keeping CrossFit at the center and the base of the pyramid, which it should be, but giving all the support of biomarkers and data and access to providers when you need it so that people don't need to go anyplace else for support. And I think that's the really important thing here is that people trust you as the coach, as the affiliate owner, as much, if not more, than their doctor or other healthcare professionals, and certainly another random company that's looking to generate revenue by increasing the cost of biomarkers and other services, right? So the fact that you can offer all of this to them and do it in a way that is appropriate from a price standpoint, but also supports you and keeps CrossFit at the center, I think is really, really exciting. One of the things that we've talked a lot about with affiliate owners is what this can mean for coaches in terms of the ability to expand what they do professionally and step more into a health coaching role if they want to, even outside of the affiliate walls to bring some balance to what they do and decrease their own burnout. Because we all know, 20 to 30 classes a week is a tough thing to execute on. Um, for a lot of us as affiliate owners, we've had to keep other positions and jobs to be able to run the affiliate, making it a labor of love, or maybe that's where we get our traditional insurance coverage from. Maybe we've wanted to offer insurance coverage to our coaches for an extended period of time. All of these things are possible now because we don't have to utilize the traditional insurance system, which is really exciting. When people log in now, when they get biomarkers through the medical society, this is what they see. Okay, so this is the dashboard of the visualizer. We built it right to be in the CrossFit methodology framework where everything is set out from a continuum standpoint. So you have an overall score at the top, and then we underneath that we have what are called health index scores that we've built from various biomarkers that give you a big picture view of how you're doing in that general hormone domain, from heart health to inflammation to metabolic health to hormone health, et cetera. You'll see here this community care score, which I'll talk a little bit more about in a second, but it's how members can leverage their biomarkers, which if you join community care, which we'll talk about, you actually get one of these panels each year for free. And the healthier you are, the less you pay. And you can get even 20% off of the ridiculously low price that community care already costs just by getting your labs done, which is pretty fantastic. The really cool thing about this as well is that because this is direct to member of our affiliate, there is the ability to ask some questions of the platform to get some basic information about your numbers. And so you can say, all right, well, how do I, improve my vitamin D, or what do these numbers or values mean? And there is an AI interface here where you can ask general questions and get really good advice around, okay, what you should do nutritionally, if there's any sort of habitual changes you would want to make, why natural full spectrum sunlight is important for vitamin D levels, especially for us living in Northeast Ohio, as I am. But it's a great kicking off point. But again, this really drives engagement with you as an affiliate owner or your coach, whoever that designee is going to be, to support the member on that journey as they take next steps to ingrain those habits over time. When you click into the health index scores, this is actually what you'll see. So you see your individual biomarkers that make that up and where they fall on the range. And the really cool thing about this is too, is that, I have a private practice, right? So I see people who come with labs from different health systems, from other D2C platforms. Anybody can upload any PDF of any lab they have ever done into the visualizer, and it will integrate and trend all of these out over time seamlessly. And it does it in about 30 seconds. It's really unbelievable. So this becomes essentially the health hub or warehouse for our members. They can store all of their blood work here. They can keep any imaging studies. So if they've had coronary calcium scores or MRIs or anything like that, it can all live in here, and it's all HIPAA protected with the highest level of required medical privacy, which is fantastic. And it's theirs to utilize. And you can see over here on the right, this is what the trends look like over time. And so if they've had multiple lab panels looking at this, it'll give all three data points and you can hover over them. It'll give you the date that they were drawn, what the number is. So it's a really, really cool interface. All right. Community care. Hopefully you guys know about community care. This is our answer to a dysfunctional and broken health insurance system. We don't need to spend too much time on this. If any of us have ever tried to use our health insurance, we know how frustrating and challenging it can be. Um, if you want to hear a rant, feel free to reach out to me at any time because I can spend hours talking about this. The basic takeaway here is that this is a way to pay for medical expenses without the need for traditional healthcare coverage. All right. The highest cost that you will pay per month is $195. Okay. The average cost over the past year, I believe, was about 150 to 160. So you pay a membership fee of $55 a month. And I believe it's going up to, Jen, is it going up to 60? Is that correct? Yeah. So I think on January 1st, it is going to rise to 60. But the cool thing is that so it'll go from 195 to 200 as a max. The cool thing is that the remainder of what you pay each month is directly related to the needs of the community at that time, right? So some months, like in August, I paid like $70. So if there aren't a lot of health events that month, you just don't have to pay that much. This is different than a Christian health share or a ministry or other models like this because we don't take a set amount every month and we're not investing that or holding on to it. We're really only taking what the company needs, and it covers everything. All right. So cancer, strokes, heart attacks, car crashes, runny noses, it doesn't matter. You get a biomarker panel included with this every year, and it incentivizes other testing that's geared towards understanding your health at a deeper value. So we'll have specials on DEXA scans, you'll have specials each month on coronary calcium scores and other things that you can do. You get a personal advocate that works with you. It's all done through the app. You get free, included, I should say, 24/7 urgent care and primary care. Should you need prescriptions, hopefully you don't, but you get discounts on those, and the list goes on and on. As an affiliate owner, a couple of things to understand. Anytime somebody signs up and you're affiliate with this, you get $250. So you can start to do the math on that. The returns for you can be pretty significant if you have decent numbers sign up. If you haven't been able to before, this potentially allows you to provide healthcare expense coverage for your coaches in a way that you may not have been able to. And this may be something that's keeping a coach from being part-time to being full-time. This may be something that's pulling a coach away from your affiliate to have to take a full-time job. This might be something, as we talked about earlier, that's keeping you from being able to go in full-time as an owner and having to keep another 9 to 5 so that you have coverage for your family. So this is really exciting. Right now, it is only open to folks who have an L1. So theoretically, coaches and owners. We have a number of affiliates who are doing betas where it's open to their community. If you're interested, please reach out to us. We're hopeful and confident that within the very near future, it's going to be open to the entire community without issue. It's been a great experience so far. We have a lot of really good experiences with community members, so I think that's going to be happening very shortly. Last month was our biggest month that we've had. We went up 23%. Now's the time to be thinking about this, obviously, with open enrollment coming. Please look at the numbers. Please crunch them. It's an individual decision for everyone. But again, if you have questions, reach out to us. You can book an appointment with a community care specialist, Calendly, typically within the week, and you can spend as much time as you want to asking any and all questions that you have to get the answers that you need to make an informed decision. All of it is app-based, which is very cool. Going back to what we saw on the visualizer dashboard when it had the community care score. So this is just starting in January, which is really exciting. And the cool thing about this is that as our community grows, we'll be able to do this more and more because the healthier we are, the less we pay, which makes sense, right? We should get some sort of value in return on our investment on staying and being healthy and the lifestyles that we lead. So as it stands right now, you get a biomarker panel included with this. If your fasting insulin is below 5, if your high sensitivity CRP, which is a marker of generalized inflammation, is below 1, and you get a DEXA scan and your visceral fat score is low, you get 20% off, okay, of the already really low monthly price. If you get one of those two things, you get 10% off, which is really, really cool. So hopefully as we grow, we can continue to do more of those things. So the more and more you're optimized, the less and less you have to pay. Big picture, how to think about this is that it's really built a complete ecosystem for the CrossFit community that as owners and coaches, we want you to be able to leverage to improve both the experience of your member and your own financial standing with your affiliate. We don't think owning an affiliate or being a coach needs to be a sacrifice or an act of martyrdom or a labor of love. With what you can build now and the access to the tools and resources that we have, it opens up all new avenues for new members coming directly from the community. And as you can imagine, B2B opportunities with small businesses in your communities, right? So when you think about the wellness offerings, right, the most small companies offer their employees at this time, they are not suboptimal, right? It's usually you can get a massage a month, or maybe you get a discount on a big box gym. It's not going to be very effective. Imagine going into that conversation and saying, okay, well, how about you give me half what you're paying this insurance company to offer a wellness plan, and I give them, 3 classes a week and membership to my affiliate, cover all of their healthcare expenses. They can keep the same doctors, keep the same networks. They get nutrition plan, health coach support, access to biomarkers, et cetera, et cetera. How does that sound to you? I mean, it is it puts you in a very, very good position to have those discussions and offer real value. As an affiliate owner, as you know, you really only need 1 or 2 relationships like that with businesses of any size in your community, and you're quickly going to have capacity issues. So this is some images from our website and how we set things up for us. We're very forward with the fact that we're a community health hub, and we want people to see us that way. And so we have community care, performance optimization, primary care, all on our website when people come to check out Sugar and Falls CrossFit. Lots of other affiliates are doing this as well. This is from Counterculture out in San Diego, Zia's affiliate. Some of you may know Zia. She has been extremely successful at rolling both community care and the biomarker access out to her community. And she's highlighted this on her website as well. And some examples of other affiliates who have done this successfully just to stimulate discussion. So hopefully, your wheels are turning, thinking about how you can leverage this to improve the experience and generate more revenue for yourselves as an affiliate owner. We talked about the referral bonuses and what that means and how to leverage it. I will say a little bit about this. So we're initially when we were building all of these tools, you know, I I think both Jen and I took the approach that y- you know we wanted the cream to rise to the top, and if people found these tools helpful and wanted to utilize them, they were there for the taking. And certainly, I didn't feel like I wanted to be telling people how to do this because everybody's resources are different, their level of interest is different. But now, having been here for a year and talking with so many affiliates every week, the first step tends to be the hardest. And it is a lot to wrap your head around about where to even start and what this even looks like. And it's going to be different for each affiliate. You know, if you're in our situation and you have a provider who's interested in doing this work part-time, you can essentially run a DPC clinic out of your affiliate if you want to, and probably do it a lot better than the providers in your community because you're going to be more effective because you have, constantly very functional fitness as the foundation of what you're doing. And so you're going to be more successful. But we are going to put together more of a framework so that affiliates have some sense of where to start and assets they can utilize to talk with providers in their community or other small businesses and members coming in and what that looks like. So we'll be rolling that out but there'll be full, complete access to guides in the very near future. But I think it's just been a natural evolution that we need to provide more support for people who want to do the work because it is a lot, and I understand that it can be intimidating. So that is on its way. In addition, and along that vein, we have decided to start to hold seminars to let people really deep dive and experience what this looks like. We're going to do the first one in February in San Diego. It'll be a day and a half, 2-day experience with a lot of education, CEUs, CME, but then importantly, okay, well, what does this look like? What does the member journey look like? How would I build out options and tiers for new members or business relationships in my community? What does the revenue look like? What kind of investment would I need to make, if any? There's a lot to unpack here, obviously. And so we're really excited about doing this. This is what we do every day. And it's one of my favorite things to talk to affiliate owners about. So if you're interested, certainly reach out. The signups, I think, will be starting next month. And if you sign up, I think before the end of November, you get a bit of a discount. But it's going to be a really good time. Very, very exciting. Uh, I think a lot about this. There's a lot of people trying to get into the space and do, what we've already been doing. There's a lot of people imitating CrossFit, and there's a lot of people imitating, health integration into the fitness space. Uh, I am extremely excited about where we stand because you always think about protection of your niche, right? And how do we stand apart from what everyone else is trying to do? Nobody else has 4,000, 5,000 brick and mortars across the United States with people who truly understand how to create and sustain fitness and health in the way that we do. And most importantly, nobody has community like we do. And ultimately, that's what makes health integration successful when it's lifestyle concepts based, because it's about habit formation, right? And it's about doing the most important things, which traditionally only gets paid lip service, right? But we have the focus on the right things. We have the ability to help teach people how to do these habits and then keep them over time. And people want to work with you. They want to get as much as they can through you because you're their community, you're their family, and they trust you. And so hopefully, you guys are excited about this and want to take advantage. The one thing I will say, right, is affiliate owners, it's free to join. So please get on there, get the newsletter. Every month, one of the things that we feature is somebody who is integrating CrossFit and more traditional health practice somewhere around the globe, typically in the affiliate model. So this is going to give you a lot of different ideas about different pieces of the puzzle that you could potentially put together with the resources that you have and how to execute this for yourself. And that, is kind of the tip of the iceberg. There's a lot more resources there, including CEUs and CMEs for your healthcare providers. It's also a great thing to do. Like if you have docs or nurses or PAs or NPs who are interested in learning more about the methodology and what we do, they can also now get credit for their licensure for doing that, which is awesome that CrossFit has supported us in making that a reality. All right. I've been talking nonstop, 30 minutes right on the nose. I love it. I'll stop talking. I don't know if any questions came up while I was going there, but happy to answer any now.
All right, I'm gonna unmute myself and try to talk in a way that doesn't annoy everybody. I'm sorry, I'm a little under the weather, but a really good question in and around the lab draws or the biomarkers. They are with LabCorp, which means that if you wanted to go to a site to have your labs done, you would, schedule out a LabCorp location. They are located all over the United States. That being said, and using my affiliate as an example, it's 30 minutes away from our small community. So what we do is we have a mobile phlebotomist come in once a month on Thursday mornings, because they do have to be fasted draws. Anybody that wants to get their labs done, they just make sure that they've been ordered, prior, and she'll come and she'll do 3, 4, 5, however many draws. She takes it, she drops it off at LabCorp. It's super convenient for you and your members. Makes it more, again, of a community experience. It keeps it within your walls. The load and the lift to, do things, make appointments, go places, all that stuff. It's just a support system. We found that has worked really well. And, then people know that they're getting their labs back and they've already started to gamify their health scores, which is really funny to see in your affiliate when people come in and be like, why is your health score 86%? I do my Fran time faster than you and mine's only 82. So, us as CrossFitters really like to be victorious in any sort of competition level. So that's been fun for us to experience as well. So I just wanted to touch on that
Can I say
question.
a couple things about that? One thing that I think is important a couple of things to highlight there. Having people do a panel right when they come into your affiliate, especially if they're deconditioned and not in great shape, it's even more important because then when you recheck that in 3 or 4 months and they see how unbelievably better the numbers are, uh, those will invariably improve before the aesthetic stuff does. And it generates so much more confidence in like they're already going to feel it. They're already going to be addicted, right? Because that just happens with the methodology. But having the objective biomarkers to solidify in their minds, like, oh my God, like my triglycerides, because I'm following the nutrition prescription and I'm coming in here 3 grams a week, have been cut in half. It really goes a long way to highlight how effective the work that you do is. So I think it's very important. I think the other thing to understand about labs, right, is it's very important for us to stay in our lane. As coaches and as affiliate owners, right? And there's a lot of people that stray outside of that. That's why we kind of built the support and the resources for you to be there. Our vision, right, is to build this from an education standpoint and from an access to tools and resources standpoint so that owners and coaches can step more and more into that health guide and health coach role as they want to and have that as an avenue for lifelong learning and career development and increased revenue. So, what we do in our affiliate, right, we have coaches now who have been with us, who have what will happen is our members will come in or they'll say, yes, I'd love to get a lab panel. We identify certain things. They're like, okay, I need more support on nutrition, right? And so now we have coaches that are interested in doing that. And so they really started focus on doing that, right? We have coaches who will sit in on the biomarker review, right? So a lot of times what will happen is your members can get a biomarker panel. They can go on the directory and they can find a doctor review them, right? I do a ton of these. And a lot of times the coach is sitting there with the member. You get a physician interpretation, you get all the recommendations about what they need to do, but then you have the plan and you're off and running with the member. Like you really don't need the doctor. You shouldn't need the doc that much. Like it's important to have with that discussion around the labs, but the execution is on the daily apps and what's happening inside and outside the affiliate. And you're the one who gets to own that with the member. So it can give you some really exciting opportunities for, developing those relationships and retention. Other questions?
This isn't a question, but I was going to say I did my full panel biomarker earlier this year, and I feel like it doesn't matter how many times I've asked for stuff like this from my own doctor or my own help team. Like I got so much more information out of this and this panel for like way less the price. And just I felt better having it done. Like, and I was able to take it back to my medical team to review, and they were really just impressed by the stuff that like we were pulling and checking. So
That's great.
Thanks. Yeah, thanks for that feedback. I think so just to add a little bit more just additional context to the goal of the health integration guide and then the first seminar that's going to take place in February, not only to better understand scope and comfort level, but then also to put context around how you can start having these conversations with your members. We know I've been an affiliate owner for 11 years at this point. On day one, 11 years ago, I was not talking about biomarkers when people came in. I was talking about, how fast we're going to do burpees. And so, that change in narrative or that interest or that growth that you have as an individual coach or owner, we want to support that as well. And that's why, lending resources and information to partner with or align with the CrossFit Medical Society so that your folks know that it's not just, a wild and crazy idea that you have, because we have to also understand that a lot of our members don't know that there's a hierarchy of CrossFit relationships that extend outside of just your community. My members don't even know that there's a CrossFit HQ, and I work with HQ. And so again, it's just to help lend to the small business owner everything that is needed to kind of be the best vessel of health in this, ever growing wellness economy, because we do, as Tom alluded to, believe that the methodology provides the framework to be able to effectively deliver the healthiest outcomes. And so that's just a lot of that comes back to support for you guys for sure.
And one last thing on community care too, you guys. I mean, I think, Jen and I were talking about this over the day. I think she saved $10,000
Last year. Mhm.
this past year by being on it. Having used it a few times and having a system that is easy and proactive, and eliminates all the frustrations and headaches that come along with that, even if it cost more, like I would seriously, in all likelihood, be willing to pay for it because it's actually what health insurance should be. The fact that it's, half or a third of the cost, is unbelievable. So it's not for everybody, but for a lot of people in our community, it makes a lot of sense. So I would encourage you guys to check it out. It's a really amazing thing.
Any other questions? Cool.
Well, appreciate all the attention. We're here for you guys. So, as stuff comes up, questions, you want to run ideas by us, shoot us an email, can reach out to chat anytime. If any of you guys are going to be at
Affiliate Con.
in a couple weeks in Texas, Jen and I will be there hanging out. So we'd love to meet you in person and chat if you guys are going to be there. It should be a really cool OG vibe event. I'm looking forward to that. Jen, you're going to be there, yeah?
Yep. Yep.
Yeah,
I will be there.
we're excited about that.
Oh, okay.
Um,
And we got another Jen will be there. It looks like Jennifer Fork will be there too.
okay, sweet. That'll be
Yes.
so this is a really, really exciting time. I think for us as a community, I really do see it as this kind of next phase and what CrossFit is going to become. And I think if, we all lean into this and continue to lead from the front, we're going to be in a really, really strong position. So I appreciate the time. I'll give it back to you, Jen Green.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you guys so much. It's really impressive like how this program has evolved and what we can provide to our members and our coaches and the future of things coming from that. I have dropped in the chat, if you guys missed it, the website for the Medical Society as well as Tom and Jen's emails. So feel free to reach out to them if you have other questions or just want to dive deeper into community care. From that, also, if they can provide the websites of the gyms that have it set up, such as like their own gym, counterculture, so you can kind of mimic and we learn best from other affiliate owners. So definitely feel free to share and make your own out of that. But otherwise, Jen, Tom, thank you so much, and everyone else, thank you so much for joining. Have an amazing day.
See everybody. Thank you.